You're watching Experience Comic Culture and Sales, streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
2, 1.
Hey everybody, it's Desmond, aka Beardy, one half of the Geek Chat, and you're watching the Comic Beardies presents the Geek Chat. Just want to let you know that my other half, Rich, is having small technical problems reconnecting to the stream, but he will be here shortly. So I'm going to be the one that's going to be walking you through this episode until he joins us. So just think of me as the gravy appetizer while you're waiting for your potatoes. So you're watching us on The Experience, and you can find The Experience on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and all other places where you can find video content. So please check us out because we have tons of other fantastic programming 24/7 or most of the time. You can check us out. So having said that, we're gonna go into our TV and movies. Want to let you know that next week we will not be having an episode, and that is because Rich and I will be watching The Marvels. Yay, The Marvels. I hope you like it too. I'm hopeful. I think it's going to be great. I do know that they have released a couple of teasers and hints about some of the stuff that's going to be happening. So if you are a mutant fan, it looks like there's going to be some they might be alluding to X-Men stuff in the future. So if you are an X-Men fan and you plan to see the Marvels, stay tuned till the end. I mean, you should know this by now after 20 plus years. Stay to the end because we might be getting a little bit more information about upcoming mutants. So I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be great. So yeah, I know that Rich had something else that he wanted to talk to us about regarding the Marvel's poster image. So when he gets here, we'll definitely come back and discuss that as well. Want to give you a quick shout out to a game that I am playing. It's not TV or movie related, but it's a game that I'm playing. No sponsors here, not yet. Hopefully they will. And that is Marvel Snap. If you're not playing it, it's a fantastic game. You can play it on your phone. It's a mobile card game. I really like it. Oh, hey, Paul. And it's really fun. So I don't really want to spoil too much about it, but you play with all of your fantastic, Marvel characters, and you put them on different lanes, and you try to, amass money. Sorry, amass points, because it's all based on how many points you have and stuff like that. That's a very short way to tell you that I really enjoy it. And I really hope that you guys will try it out because I really love it. And if you ever want to get a game in with me, you definitely can. So just go to Twitter. You can follow me at TheNemo6 on Twitter, or you can go to Facebook and find me there, and hopefully we can play. Wanted to move into our next section, which is the number ones for the week. And one of the number ones for the week that we wanted to talk about was Black Widow. Number one. Just came out this past Wednesday. Here's the picture for it. I got the Art Germ cover because I thought it was just fantastic. It is White Widow. Ilyana is going to be our Ilyana Belova is going to be the White Widow. And this was written by Sarah Gailey, artist Alessandro Maracolo. Color artist was Matt Mila, and letters VC's Travis Lanham did the lettering. So we get the White Widows. First number one. It's her first solo series in a very long time. I know she's had a couple of limited series a while ago in the early to mid 2000s. I have her first appearance. It was fantastic. And she's the antithesis of the Black Widow, Natasha Romanoff. And this is basically her off into the races. One thing about this book, it's okay. It sets up her it sets up her friends. It sets up her dynamic with a couple of other widows. It sets up a mystery about this specific place that she's living in. And it's kind of interesting. I say interesting because I don't really know where this is going, and I'm not really sure if she needed her own book. But she has a movie coming out with the Thunderbolts, so hey, let's keep her in the readers' minds. I never understood why, if you're a secret agent, you wear a white suit. That way people can see you. I guess it's to distinguish her between Black Widow. I get it, but I think it's kind of silly that she has a white suit on. I think it works for Moon Knight because Moon Knight wants people to see him coming because Moon Knight is crazy. But it starts off with the battle between her and Captain America, as she has a protege, another Black Widow who is training with her, but then she runs off and leaves her by herself to fight with Captain America. And, things go awry, and then she has to leave, and she doesn't fulfill her mission. And now she's living in this new town, which seems to have some weird stuff going on. It's called Idle Haven, and it's this weird stuff that's going on right now with the neighborhood and people buying stuff. And so she lives in this sort of, townhouse duplex thing, or a fourplex with these other people, and she has a friend named Zelda, and she has a dog. And I think she's an interesting character, but they're playing her like they're giving her identity, and her voice is like Florence Pugh in the Black Widow movie. And all of the Black Widow, every time that you've seen White Widow in the MCU, this is the version that we're getting in here. So if you're used to her speaking a certain way or acting a certain way in like when she was part of Norman Osborn's Avengers and all that other stuff, you're not going to get her here. This is a new one. She is kind of feisty. She, is definitely not, how Black Widow or Natasha is very kind of like, not cold, but calculating. This is sort of, different from that. And it's really interesting, that they're trying to run her like this. I think the reason why they did that is because they want to make it like, if people have watched her in the Hawkeye series, or they watched her on Black Widow, and she was very different, it might have alienated the people that liked that character. So, but I can understand that. I can definitely understand that. And then of course her protege comes back, and they start fighting because she works for this organization that's doing some shady stuff. And then in this new town that she's in, I'm kind of getting a little bit of Nightwing a little bit, only because Nightwing was stepping out on his own when he went to Bloodhaven, and now we have this Idle Haven kind of thing, so it's kind of a little bit the same, but not. So I don't know. If you liked Florence Pugh's performance of of White Widow in the MCU, you might like this. If you didn't, you might not like her. But again, they're treading new territory with this character. I'm interested to see what happens. Although there was a White Widow in here who reminded me a lot of Misty Knight, and I had hoped that it was Misty Knight, but it wasn't. She has like a robotic arm or something like that, and I was really hoping that it was Misty Knight, and we could have Misty Knight shoe up with her, and they're working together, sort of like a Heroes for Hire. But it's not. It's not her. She's another widow that just happens to look like her. And if you think that, and if I missed it and it is her, please let me know, because I honestly don't think it is her, because I'm not, nowhere in the comic do I see her calling her that. So I don't know, but it's a number one. The art gym is really cute. The cover is really cute. If you want to buy it, I think you might want to wait for the trade to see if you like it, or read a couple of or just buy it. Who knows? You might like it. But I'm not sure I'm gonna get the number two, only because I'm not sure where this is going. And I try to at least give a new comic at least 2, maybe 3 issues, if they have a strong story, or if they have a story that I think, could go someplace. So the next book I'm going to talk about is Spider-Boy #1, and I got the Scotty Young variant because I'm a huge Scotty Young fan. Whenever I go to a comic book convention and the Marvel merch is there, they always have these Scotty Young pins, and I have gotten so many Scotty Young pins. I've gotten a couple of ones that are like exclusive or something like that, because I was very lucky in the blind boxes, and I was able to buy them. So I was super excited, super excited to get it. So yeah, I started collecting Scotty Young covers. I'm a fan of his work. And if you like I Hate Fairyland or all the other ones, you might like it. So this is Spider-Boy, straight out of Dan Slott's Spider-Man run. What is it? It said objectiveless. There's no objectives before, like Friendly Neighborhood or Astonishing or something like that. So it's just regular old Spider-Boy. And it's written by Dan Slott, the amazing Dan Slott. Congratulations, Dan Slott. I know you're getting married, so congratulations. I saw you at New York Comic Con, and I was very happy to see you. Look who's back! Look who's here!
Words I can't say here. Oh my God!
You made it!
I had to reset my computer's password.
Oh wow!
I couldn't even get into my computer.
Yeah, well, it was that Appalachian internet that you're working with.
I'm used to, yeah. So what are we talking about?
So first and foremost, we talked about White Widow. You didn't miss much. So
okay. Hey, you didn't like it?
I thought it was okay.
I liked it.
I thought it was okay. My main thing was if you liked Florence Pugh's portrayal of White Widow in the Black Widow movie and in Hawkeye, then you're probably gonna love it.
Yes, I have
because she has that sort of voice. And it was funny because I read a review a while ago. Well, earlier today I read a review and
so a while ago.
I guess. So the interviewer was very much against this portrayal of her, because she was just a little bit too
naive.
Yeah, and a little bit too comic-y, because if and I think that's what people liked about, Florence Pugh's portrayal, was she was strong, but she could turn on the humor and turn off the humor. And I guess it didn't really come through to this reviewer. It didn't really come through. I personally didn't. I thought it was fine. It didn't really take me out of the book, so I was totally fine with it, to be completely honest. So
I liked it. I thought it was a really good start. I never read anything about her in any of the issues that came before.
Yeah, because she was I read when she was part of Norman Osborn's Avengers, and
I read all that. I just don't remember her.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't remember her, unfortunately.
I was okay with this fresh new take on her as a reintroduction, because remember, she's going to be in Thunderbolts the movie, so she has to be in Thunderbolts the comic book, which starts up,
Yeah.
and they delayed the movie, but the comic book's still going to come out, I think, a full almost 5, 6, 7 months before. So we're going to get Thunderbolts with almost the movie characters. So I think it was smart of them to put a book out a couple months before she is seen in Thunderbolts.
Yeah, I would agree. So now we're talking about Spider-Boy by the amazing Dan Slott.
Yeah.
And there was 2 stories in here, both by Dan Slott. The first one was called Solo Run, and it had art by Paco Medina, and with color arts by Erica Arcanega. And then the second part was Balloonacy, with art by Ty Templeton, with colors by D. Conafi, and letters by our favorite VC's Joe Caramanda. And I told them that I got the Scotty Young variant.
Ah, cool. I got the regular.
Yeah. Also, I didn't tell you, for White Widow, I got the Art Gem cover.
Oh, very sexy.
Very sexy cover.
Very
so
sexy
if anything, buy it for the cover. Cover's really kind of nice.
Yeah.
So, because I talked a lot already, I'll let you talk about Spider-Boy. What were your thoughts about it?
So, I have actually enjoyed this young boy's first appearances, let's say, that aren't his first appearances as we're learning. And it reminds...
It reminds him of a time when he was younger. You're back. Okay.
I don't know what's up with the internet. I apologize. Something's going on though. Anyhow, it reminded me of the Flash, Jay Garrick's The Flash, because here's the daughter that no one's gonna remember, and now you have Spider-Boy, which was once Spider-Man's sidekick. But in the, what was it he last in? Was it the issue of Spider-Man, or was it an annual?
It was Edge of Spider-Verse.
That's what it was. And you saw his little history. So I like that. I like that we get 2 stories in this. Even though the first one feels kind of short, but I like that we get 2 stories and more about him. I enjoyed that Spider-Man was only in a couple panels. The book was about Spider-Boy.
And actually, I didn't think it was that short at all. Or if it was short, Dan Slott was able to pack a lot into it. You know, he was able to. I mean, I think it's interesting that Dan Slott chose to do the whole Century sort of. Oh, I was here for the whole time. No one remembers me. So that's a really fun mystery. Mm-hmm. But I want to know how they're going to explain it.
Mephisto.
Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. But here's the thing, though. We have a young spider person running around now. Does this mean that Peter will finally be able to grow up and become a man? Because I long for adult Peter, you know, or Peter who isn't always the quintessential, you know, dumping bag.
He got
punching
bag.
What?
He got century.
Yeah, so that's why I'm kind of like hoping that now we'll get a much more adult Peter because he has this sidekick. And that's one of the reasons why I'm super excited for Ultimate Spider-Man, because now we get an older Peter Parker
with a family.
Yeah, with the family man. Yeah. So it makes me believe that in order to make Spider-Man, you know, they're going to, you know, give him the spider bite when he's an adult instead of a kid. And I think that's a very interesting thing to do. So I'm just saying, like, there's so many different versions of Spider-Man now, or Spider people, that number one, I'm worried that it's going to get crowded and it's going to crowd out, you know, Peter, because I thought that the Spider-Verse stuff worked really well because it was a limited thing, and then they went back to their own things. Now we actually have a full-on story a full on stories about other spider people. So I worry that this might dilute Peter's, his image or something like that. I don't know, but I like this one.
That might be why they changed him so much, that he is mutated with
Yes.
a spider, that
And then
he has all the eyes, and he doesn't have Spider-Man's powers.
And I love that in his costume, those eye sockets on the sides are used for his eyes,
Right.
And I really like that there is an actual reason why they are there.
Yeah.
I don't know how he does the fangs through his costume. I think that's kind of silly, but whatever. Does he have like fang holes like Wolverine has in his claws?
Yes, the opening symbiotes and multiverse variants galore. Leonard says,
Yes.
and yes.
It's crazy, Leonard.
I actually really liked the Squirrel Girl being in the backup. I have not seen her. Remember, there was a time when she was everywhere, and
I like this team up.
I do too, because it's too quirky, weird, misunderstood heroes.
And can we talk about Gutterball? He was fun. Like, we didn't know anything about who he is. Just he's a villain that used to fight Spider-Boy,
Right.
and he doesn't remember Spider-Boy, and he has like the pin launcher, which was amazing. I thought it was great. I thought his character was great, and then the callback when he got the
ball for the
I thought it was his head.
Is it?
Yeah, and then the mother character, and then again, you know how I am about bringing in new villains and all this other stuff, But I don't know, like I hate to eat my words, but I kind of liked what she was doing with it. I mean, part of me thinks that this could have been better served with High Evolutionary, but or like tie her to High Evolutionary or something. I think her color scheme is sort of kind of like with her dress. It's kind of like it.
Maybe it could be his sister.
I mean, that'd be kind of cool.
Or a cousin.
Or like his auntie. I don't know.
Yeah, something. I loved Hell If I Know. Great joke. Great visual. This was a fun book. People complain that there's not a lot of fun books on the stands. This was a fun read from start to finish. And oh my God, Ty Templeton. I have not seen his art since the 90s at least.
Yeah.
Great art on both. I love Paco Medina. He reminds me of less extracted Humberto Ramos. Meaning,
Paco Medina's fantastic.
Yeah, he again gets the figures and then just distorts them. I enjoyed it. I definitely will read the number 2.
Oh, definitely. Like I'm here for it for this one. This looks fantastic, and I'm here for it. I don't know, like his spider bite didn't work on Hell If I Know, so I don't know what else other powers he has, or what's gonna happen, but I like that he's not overpowered. I like that he has, like, I don't know, he has definite weaknesses, because he doesn't have Miles's electric shock or his camouflage, which to me made Miles just amazing,
right.
And I know there's going to be some really cool way when he gets his web shooters at some point. So I'm here for it. I'm here to see this character grow, and I'm glad that he did not start out like uber powerful like Miles did. I think Miles started out really powerful for who he was and what he could do. I'm really happy that Bailey didn't, and I think it's really interesting. And the whole thing about being a ginger and all that stuff. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, just, I know you have no soul. You're a ginger. So that was funny.
But I was say, Leonard says, writing aside, I like how everyone united in their hatred of Paul in Spider-Man.
That is true.
We're not going to be reviewing Spider-Man just yet. We're waiting until this arc is over.
Yes.
There's one more issue left in the arc. It's been a very, very, very interesting arc, especially since I remember Kraven's Last Stand. Like, I remember reading that book.
Not a fan of it. I've not been a fan of this arc so far.
I know you haven't. We'll talk about that. But I don't like Paul either. I'm not in the Paul camp.
But having said that, we're going to take a quick break. And make sure that Rich's connection is strong with the Force, so that way he can continue on for the second half. So we will be right back after this.
Stay tuned.
Join the party. Head over to our Linktree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.
You just finished the last episode of your favorite new show, and you just have to talk about it. But all your friends are ghosting you because of that incident last week at the buffet. Oh, you know the one. What you did to that chowder. Ugh. Keeps me up at night. So what do? Join writer Dan Wickline as he breaks down all your favorite pop culture media. Whether it's a review of the latest nerdy TV show or a dive back into the history of your favorite comic characters, Dan's ready to discuss all the hottest topics live. Join the conversation as Dan live streams Tuesday through Thursday at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. The Dan Wickline Show on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales. There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit comicshoplocator.com to find a store near you.
According to a statistic that I just made up, people spend 4 hours a day changing the television channel. People who watch The Experience don't do that. Save yourself a ton of time by tuning into The Experience and enjoying our new original programming 7 days a week. And then tell your friends. Think about the money they could save on batteries in the remote alone just by tuning into The Experience. Find out more by scanning the QR code below.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Comic Book Beardies presents the Geek Chat. I'm Beardy Rich.
And I'm Desmond, aka Black Beardy or Baby Beardy.
Baby Beardy. You are watching this on The Experience. Be sure to head to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, and TikTok and give us a like and follow us on all of those platforms. And on Facebook, you can follow the Comic Book Beardies, go to the Comic Book Beardies, and the Geek Chat. And for all things The Experience, head to comicshoppingexperience.com and be sure to sign up on our mailing list.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to tell you, we watched the Spider-Verse movie. It was on Netflix on Halloween.
And?
We liked it. It was good. It was fun. It was long, but it was fun.
Just not enough to see it in the theater?
Oh, God, no. I can hit pause. We hit pause multiple times.
Is this too long?
It's way too long.
Got to get snacks.
But let me tell you, I really think this would have worked amazing as a Disney Plus show or whatever Sony platform is on, because they gave so much story. Like every little detail, every little thing got its own story, and it just kept building and building and building. And now there's going to be another 2.5 hour part 2.
Yep.
They could have made this. They could have broke that up. That would have been amazing. I mean, you still can. And I really think they could edit it down to each half hour, 45 minutes, whatever, being a full, complete story. I liked it.
Well, hopefully we'll get an actual Spider-Man, another Spider-Man cartoon
Yeah, that'd be
coming,
nice.
because we haven't seen a Spider-Man cartoon in a very long time.
Nope,
So
they ended them.
yeah, which is unfortunate because we need another one.
Yeah.
But speaking of a new comic book that came out is Ultimate Universe. Now,
Uh,
this is a comic book right here.
yeah.
Like, I have really been enjoying what Hickman has been laying down. This is when Hickman is at his best. When you just leave him alone. Just say, Hickman,
Go play.
yeah, go do what you're gonna do. Have fun. Bye bye. I like this. We finally get a designation for the number of the universe that it's in, 6160.
Right.
I think that's great. And I really like the changes that he has made to this universe. So this is, instead of, I liked that instead of us going to a fully developed world like the original Ultimates, we got to see all of the maker's machinations to create this universe.
Right.
Like, could you imagine that? Just instead of this macro level that Doctor Doom did when he recreated all of the Marvel universe, and Secret Wars. This is literally what the maker did on a micro level.
Yeah.
And I think that is fantastic. The 4 issues leading up to this were fantastic. I love Tony Stark being at the center of all of this. And people don't realize that before Heroes Reborn happened, they made Tony Stark a teenager.
Right.
So people don't realize it. So the fact that we have a new Tony Stark who's young, who's going by Iron Lad, has the red and white armor. It's just all this great stuff. So let's read through who did what in this fantastic book. We got where the hell did it go? All I know is it's Jonathan Hickman did the writing. We all know that. It's Jonathan Hickman did the writing. I can never pronounce his first name. Caselli, his first name?
So I don't even. Oh, here we go. Okay.
You found it?
Stefano Caselli was the artist.
He's been around for a very long time. I loved him on Secret Warriors. If you watch
Secret Warriors.
Fantastic.
Yep. So color artist is David Curiel.
Mm-hmm.
And the letter was VC's Joe Caramagna. He gets around.
He does.
He does.
And he's a really good letterer.
Yes, he is.
So in this one, we get to see Doctor Doom, aka this version of Reed Richards, this universe's version of Reed Richards, is Doctor Doom. And I really hope, within my heart of hearts, I hope that he does not become a villain. Like, I don't want him to become a villain.
You want him straight up hero.
I want him to be a part of the Avengers,
That's
the
awesome.
Ultimate Avengers. I want him to be, a helpful person in the Avengers. I do not want him to be a villain, because I think that a version of Tony Stark is going to be Kang the Conqueror.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's the big baddie is going to be Kang the Conqueror. I do like that it was the Illuminati that is bringing together the Ultimate Avengers, and I like that the Hulk is a part of the Illuminati, this version of the Illuminati, and they act as a body of individuals who constantly play a game of war with each other in order to manipulate their economies. It's very, very 1984, George Orwellian, or very Orwellian, which I think is fantastic. You don't really see that in comics that much anymore. And I really am interested to see how the Avengers are going to mess up that status quo and not really fix, but change what was supposed to happen in this universe. So I love stories like this. I love That's why I love The Exiles. I loved, alternate reality stories. And when you do them right, they're just, chef's kiss. When you're able to take all the things that make them, the originals tick, and then you add some extra spice to it. And if you do it right, chef's kiss.
That's how I felt about Mutant X when the comic first started.
Exactly.
And they twisted everyone around so that they're still familiar, yet you have something new. You're not just retreading.
Yep.
I really like that Captain Britain. That's not Brian.
Nope, that's his brother.
That's his brother, Jamie.
That's his brother.
And I was like, that's a really nice twist.
And maybe he's going to become this version of Doctor Doom because of being disfigured.
Yeah,
Although I thought it was really interesting that he basically skewered Thor. I really like this version of Thor. I really like his outfit. And with the beard and him, looking all crazy. And then him getting one-shotted. And then I thought it was great. Everything with Thor and Loki taking over Asgard. And just... there's so many layers and pieces to this that I'm just like, this is going to be really, really good. And I really hope that they're able to keep the momentum going. And everything that was hinted to with Wakanda, with mutants, and they didn't really do, I didn't see anything about Spider-Man in it, but I'm interested. Like I'm here for it. I really believe that this is going to be a really fantastic
world.
Yeah. And then it's like, the world as remade by the Makers Council, and it talks about all of the various different, territories that people have, and the changes that the maker made from 1963 to 2023, and that sets the stage for the next, for the beginning. I mean, it's just beautiful world building, if you ask me. Beautiful world building. And then when you see the scroll in the epilogue, and you see the scroll of the people who died in Iron Man's explosion that the Illuminati caused him, it's so sad. It's like, Norman Osborn is dead. Emily Osborn is dead. Oh my God, William Pacheco is dead. I'm just like, I don't know who that is. But, it's just, May Parker is dead. It's just, yeah, I'm like excited to see what happens. I'm just here for it.
What did you think of the X-Men preview?
Oh, the Peach Momoko. Where it had a little bit of that Japanese horror where she pulls out her armor out of her forehead, and it's a pendant that she wears. It was, if you ever watched the TV series Fooly Cooly or
No.
FLCL, it's kind of like that. It's Japanese anime, and there was this kid who had a giant horn growing out of his head, and when he pulled the horn out, a giant robot popped out, and they would fight each other. It was really crazy. Wow. But I'm kind of getting that feeling with it. I'm interested to see what's going to happen. I have no idea. But this book right here, if you've missed this book or you haven't read it, you are really missing out on some really good, like, A-tier world building. This is going to be a really good series.
You really don't need to know much about going into it either.
No, because this literally is a standalone issue. That's the thing that's great about it, is you could read this and be completely set up for what's coming in November. Sorry, what's coming into January. Sorry, because that's when the next 3 books are coming out.
Right.
One thing I really hope. Oh my God! So it's January, February, and March. So the one thing that I really hope that they don't do please don't do this. Please don't do this. Is just completely saturate the market with other stuff.
Yeah.
Let it just be the 3 books. Please let it just be the 3 books.
Well, you're gonna want an Ultimates book. So
No.
it's gonna have to be 4.
No, let it marinate with this. Let it marinate with this for a while. See how it goes. And then maybe after 6 months, maybe 8 months, we get... Seriously, I know they're not going to wait that long.
Oh my God, no.
I know, but we'll get an Ultimates.
April.
Yeah, we'll get an Ultimates, and then it'll become, because like the major conflict is already there. It's going to be the Ultimates versus the Makers Council, this version of the Illuminati, and then you're gonna have other people like Spider-Man doing his thing. You're gonna have the X-Men doing their thing, and then you're gonna have Wakanda doing its thing. So I don't know. So what do you want to talk about next?
Let's do Unnatural Order.
So this is the one that you asked me to get, and it was free.
Yep, it was free.
Which was fantastic because I looked at it and it was $4.99 at the back, and I was thinking, huh. And then when I looked at it, I was like, oh, it is free. Do you know why it was free?
Yes.
Okay.
They want it to sell.
Oh, well, you give something away for free, it will sell.
So the idea that a lot of stores are doing, either if they buy something of equal value, they can get this free, or if they sign up for number 2, they get this free. Some stores are just giving it away. Some stores are charging. You're free to do with whatever you want.
Yeah.
But so Vault let retailers know about, like a month and a half ago. That's how long I think we ordered this.
That's good.
We've had it for the last 2 weeks, and I really wanted to get it to you, but I knew I wouldn't see you. So I'm glad your shop was giving it away. What's your shop? Give them a call out.
Oh, Flying Colors, comics and cool stuff in Concord, California.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I don't know, but the commercial that was between our spot, that comic book store, I don't know where it is, but that was beautiful.
Yeah.
So, Unnatural Order. The other thing that is big about this is it's Christopher Yost's return to comics. And if you don't know who Christopher Yost is, he basically co-created X-23, Laura Kinney, now Wolverine. He also wrote for Marvel a whole bunch of X books.
A lot of stuff.
I believe he was co-writer or a credit on one of the Thor movies.
I think he did a couple of cartoons as well.
Yeah, he's a great writer. I will always love him for his new X-Men, The Kids. That book was crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
So the artist is Vale Rodriguez. The
fantastic art.
Yes. The colorist, which was also great, Deirbla Kelly. And then the letter was And World Design. This book is very by the numbers until you get to the last page. And that is why I will recommend this book to people.
It basically starts. If you know your history, it's about the time in which the Romans were basically conquering the world, and they were fighting the Druids or the Druidic clans as they were trying to. I think it was in northern Europe, and they were trying to take all that area and unify all of like northern Italy and all that stuff like that. So that's the timeline.
54 BC.
Yeah, so that's the timeline. And so you have this druid and these warriors who are fighting, and these druids are using magic in order to bring forth giant ints, which are tree monsters. There's werewolves or shape changers, and then there's this witch who is fighting against the druid. And there's some stuff going on, that there's magic, and then there is time travel and some other interesting things that are happening that I was like, because at first I'm thinking, okay, it's a sword and sorcery type thing. This is what I'm reading. It's about, Romans and druids and blah, blah, blah. So it's like, okay, that's kind of cool. It's interesting. The artwork is gorgeous. The colors are fantastic. And I'm thinking, okay. And then it got to the end, and I was like, well, wait a minute. I was like, I literally had to go back, and I'm thinking, wait, what?
Same.
Yeah, I was not prepared for the ending that we got. So it just really, like, good writers know how to, they know how to leave you wanting more. Just with something as, what was that?
This did it.
Yeah, with something as simple as a panel, and you're like, wait, huh?
It's one of those last page reveals, and I'd be standing in line at my comic shop in Syracuse, North Syracuse, New York, and I would be sitting with my pile. He'd hand them to me. I'd go look at the wall. I'd come back, and I would do this. I would go right to the last page.
Horrible.
It was funny because he caught me one time. He's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, what? I'm reading the last page. He's like, why? You're going to ruin it for yourself. I've always been into the last page.
Because you're horrible.
I love it. And I did not do it with this. So I was very surprised.
I didn't either. I was just like, okay, it looks cool.
Paul would like you to set this aside for him.
For me?
Yeah.
For you. Okay. Yeah.
For him.
Yeah.
I have one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have one too.
Good. Paul wants to read it.
Okay,
so anyhow,
cool. Oh, Paul, I didn't see Paul's message. Yes, Paul, you'll set it aside for you.
Okay. So
anyway,
I really enjoyed this book. I
did too.
Go to your comic book store and get it.
Yeah, it's definitely worth the price of admission. So before we're gonna have a shorter show tonight, but before we're ending it at 6:00. So before we stop, I wanted to ask you. You had mentioned the image for the Marvels, the poster. Why? What don't you like about it?
So I don't know if.
And which poster are you talking about? Is it the poster where the three of them are on top and Nick Fury's at the bottom?
Oh, I didn't share it in time to get it on tonight. So it was going around all the socials, and it was. It had an X in it. They purposely left the X out. And I was like, this is weird. So Don, our friend Don, he actually sent it to me and was like, what are your thoughts? And I was like, I don't know.
He posted this on Facebook, right?
He did, yeah.
I saw that. That's what I was.
There are huge rumors going around that we are going to get an X-Men in next Thursday's film at the very end. And it's supposed to lead into the Deadpool movie, which if you're watching Loki right now, all the timelines are just kind of
wonky.
It actually exploded last week. So
did that wake you up or were you still asleep?
I was still asleep. But anyhow,
you're the worst.
There are the TVA is supposed to be involved in one of the movies. I don't know.
Well, I hope it's Deadpool. I really hope that they're chasing Deadpool around and we get Owen Wilson and Deadpool looks at him and goes, "Wow." That would be hilarious. Seriously, I really hope that the TVA is literally chasing Deadpool because he is messing around with the timeline. I want to see him show up. I want to see Tom Holland show up. And Tom Holland's this all looks very familiar, and he goes, "Shut up! You're spoiling everything, Tom." He walks away or something. Like I want to see some like seriously, if this is going to be the last Deadpool movie that we're going to get, and it's supposed to be an R rating, I really hope that Loki's in it and it's Loki chasing him, trying to put him back into his own, reality, his own timeline and everything. I really hope that it's something so outlandish that you look at it and you're like, what the hell am I watching? That's what I want from this final Deadpool movie.
Right.
I want them to I want all balls to the walls.
Well, we might.
So the X that you're talking about, yes, I saw that, and my thoughts were, I don't know, because if you've been watching, if you've been reading Twitter and you've been looking at the or X, whatever you want to call it, your girl is bye Paul. Your girl is supposed to be your favorite singer is supposed to be Dazzler in it. So maybe she's gonna make a cameo at the end.
That would make no sense.
Well, hey, if the girls are all going to a Dazzler party at the end or a Dazzler concert at the end, that could be something.
I mean,
I really hope it's not that. I really hope that it's not oh my God, we saved the universe. Now we're going to go see Dazzler. Yay. Like, I hope that's not it. But knowing Marvel, that's probably what it's going to be.
Oh, no. I don't want to end on that note. So let me tell you a good note.
Okay.
Next up on the experience at 7 o'clock Pacific, 10 o'clock Eastern, is Sketch Up with Mog and Mel. And they're going to have guest Grant Lancard. I think that's how you say his name. Along with Christy Shin and Ruben Rosas. They are all going to be on. She's going to have 3 guests tonight. Yes, it is. It is.
And
it's only going to be an hour.
Yeah. And then we're going to, unfortunately, pretty rough day today, but we got through it. And then just a reminder, we will not be here next week. We will be out watching Marvels. I really hope that some of you will go and watch it too. I've been looking at some of the polls on X, and there is just not a lot of interest in this movie.
There really isn't. There really isn't.
Yes, thank you. The experience. Good. We already have our tickets too. He made me pay for it, but still,
I did. I got the last one.
He did. So, although I think he got the better deal out of it. I'm making him pay for Aquaman, so.
No.
We're seeing Aquaman in the theater, sir.
We're not.
We are seeing Aquabro in the theater.
You're so not.
We are seeing it in the theater. We have to report back.
Oh, God.
It's supposed to be better. We got full-on Black Rage this time.
No.
We have to see it. Come on, everybody. Let us know that that you want Rich and I to review Aquaman and the Lost City of
Bros.
The Lost City of Bros. And we will give you our impression. So our impressions. But remember, next week we will not be here. But the following week we will be back.
Yep.
And we will be giving our critique. I'll say 16th. Critique. On the 16th, we will be giving a review. So we think that you will all have the ability or the time to watch it and or been spoiled to death by whatever it is. And so that episode we will be talking about spoilers because I really want to dissect this movie. Say it again?
We do anyhow.
I know, but I really want to dissect this movie because this is the first movie since Quantumania.
You are going to make me remember a movie a week?
Yes. You might have to see it twice.
I'll take notes.
Your little notepad with your little flashlight on it. We sit in the back, so there you go. But Guardians was in between. You're right. I totally forgot about Guardians. Thank you, The Experience, for reminding me. And he paid for Guardians, and that was most likely probably a better movie. So yay. But having said that, we want to thank you all for tuning in and sticking with us. Even though Rich's Appalachian internet, had its moments. It was a little drunk on moonshine, but it's back.
Yeah, the gopher was all drunk.
So please stay tuned for the next show at 7 p.m. And we look forward to talking to you all on the 16th.
All right.
Thank you. I'm Desmond.
I'm Rich.
And we will talk to you later.
Bye.
Do you remember what it was like when you were a little kid and you got a letter in the mail? Now imagine that letter was filled with information about your favorite shows, pop culture questions, links to things you're going to want to see later, and even sneak peeks at upcoming programming here on The Experience. That's what the EXP mailing list is. Every week, we send you sneak peeks, information, and all of the relevant links for all of the shows you want to see. Sign up now on our website or scan the QR code that's on your screen right now.